Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman. I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit Down. As you can see, we're chilling in the Seaman's car, which means it's live reaction time. And despite it being daylight, I'm throwing another curveball. It's not a trailer. Live reaction. Oh, no. We're going back to movie live reactions, folks. Yeah, the good old days with the Seaman and a movie live reaction. So pull up a chair, take a seat. I'm fresh out of the theater after seeing Mile 22. Now, I was pumped about this movie, right? I love me some Wahlberg and Peter Berg, and I was really excited to see Iko Uwais on a big screen in an American flick that, would get more traction than Raid and Raid 2. I think Raid and Raid 2 are excellent movies, especially from an action concept, and, they have a solid cult following, but it is not as mainstream as it should be to get Iko Uwais' name out there. I was hoping this would be the movie that would do it, man, because the kid... he's phenomenal, but I don't think it's gonna be, and it has to start with Peter Berg. The directing aspect of this movie, I usually like what Berg tries to do, and his style and flow just was not syncing with the writing at all. There's some really awesome action in this movie that unfortunately I think he does some, poor justice for. It does not put its actors and stars on display in a good way because it's so, Berg loves to get real close, right? And when he's real close, sometimes it's hard to see what's going on. That closeness with the type of action that was going on in this movie didn't work for me. I thought it didn't put Iko Uwais on display the way it should have. The intricate things he does in his choreography are phenomenal, but it's hard to watch and follow because of the way it's cut and because of how close the camera is. Now, there are stretches where sometimes it works. The end of this movie finally kind of puts it all together, where the camera work with the action and the writing kind of all finally start to sync. Unfortunately, the whole movie doesn't do that. And that's the other problem, too, here, is the writing. I believe the writer for screenplay is Leah Carpenter, and it was obvious that she was trying to say something about Donald Trump and Russia and the current administration. I couldn't tell you what it was. I thought the movie was really hard to follow from a script perspective. And if you were trying to follow it, like, word for word from its script, you get lost really quickly. I figured that out fairly quickly, and when it took about 40 minutes to finally deliver what the movie really is, which is essentially taking Iko Uwais from point A to point B on a 22-mile stretch, and it takes like 40 minutes to get there, and once you get there, there's some fun to be had, because the action in this movie is really good, even despite some of the clunky editing and, too close of a camera shot. Despite that stuff, the action in this movie is really good. And that 22-mile stretch is solid. And like I said, it does all kind of finally come to form at the end of the movie, where you finally start to feel the suspense that the movie is lacking throughout. It kind of starts to finally make you inch a little bit up to the edge of your seat. And the writing and the acting and the camera and the directing finally all kind of work a little bit right at the end. Unfortunately, when the rest of your stuff coming from the director and writer are not very good, a better ending didn't save the movie for me. So for me, this is not a great movie. However, there are two great performances in this film. Mark Wahlberg is on absolute fire the entire movie. Despite the script, and even though I think him and Peter Berg work really well together, Patriots Day, Lone Survivor, Deep Horizon, for me, Lone Survivor is the only real good one out of that group, but I do appreciate what they do, and I usually enjoy their movies. But it just didn't work here for me. But despite that, Wahlberg, like I said, is on fire, man. A fast-paced delivery that just gives a real dick aspect to Wahlberg's character. And Wahlberg's character is a major dick, and I love me some a-hole Wahlberg. He's really good in that role, and he just owns it, man. When he's going on screen, you are watching him. And if you're not watching him, you're watching Iko Uwais. Like I said, I think some of the camera work doesn't help, or display Uwais and what he's doing from the intricacy of his choreography the way it should. If you really want to see this guy on display, check out Raid 1 or Raid 2 if you haven't seen them. But despite that, he is on fire also this whole movie, man. He lights the screen up, from the choreography and his action to what he actually delivers from an acting standpoint. I really enjoyed him and Wahlberg on screen together, and they're the two things that shine in this movie. I also think that the rest of the cast does a really solid job. I think everybody brings a pretty good performance. Unfortunately, the directing and the writing hurt all of that. So there you go, man. For me, Mile 22, just kind of a movie, but some really solid performances. So it gives me a mixed bag of emotions, man. I didn't think it worked. I've seen way better CIA spy, like secret ops type movies than this. But I really loved Wahlberg and Iko Uwais so much. So there you go, man. That's the Seaman's live reaction to Mile 22. Movie, but if you got a couple hours to spend and you want to watch some fun action, there's a solid stretch in this movie that's enjoyable if you can ignore the things that are not working for it. So that's it, man. That's all the Seaman's got to say about Mile 22. So now it's your turn. Hit those comments. Let me know what you think. Do you wish that it would have put Iko Uwais on display a little bit better? Because, and wish that more people were seeing this movie so that he could be seen by a wider audience. Did you like what Wahlberg was doing? What did you not like? Was the writing and directing working for you? Hit those comments. Let me know what you're thinking. As always, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe and little bell so you get alerts every time the Seaman makes a new video. But the Seaman, Cinema Sit Down. I'm the Seaman, and I'm signing off. Peace. Oh, hey, what's up, guys? You're still here? Well, if you are, you might as well check out another video like this one or this one. And if you're new and haven't, would you please hit the subscribe button? See ya!